What's howling, everybody? I'm Batwolf and welcome to another episode of Art Time. In celebration of Invincible Season 2 Part 2's release, I thought that a video featuring Mark Grayson would be a great idea. So to celebrate Invincible and the other famous comic book characters that go beyond the Goliaths of Marvel and DC, today we will be taking Invincible, Hellboy, and Judge Dredd and finding out what their designs would look like corrupted by the Venom symbiote. Before we get into the video, just a reminder that the Venom symbiote is from Marvel Comics and is an alien life form that combines with the host to boost their power and, quite frankly, their looks, all in the pursuit of finding a perfect match. With the geek facts out of the way, let us begin. Mark Grayson, the half-human Viltrumite from Image Comics and created by Robert Kirkman. Ever since he was a child, he dreamed of becoming a hero like his father Nolan, aka Omni-Man. So when he was a teenager, his dreams became a reality as his abilities finally awoke. Mark wasted no time and began crime fighting, and used his powers, victories, and failures to become something epic, good-hearted, and iconic. He became Invincible. When it came to designing a Venomized Invincible, the only question I struggled with was whether I wanted to make him unhinged and monstrous like Venom himself, or heroic and iconic like Black Suit Spider-Man. Seeing as Mark is probably one of the most tamed of the Viltrumite race, I decided to go with a hero version. I wanted to capture a similar feeling to when Peter first feels the power of the Black Suit and the freedom that comes with flying with Invincible. From the beginning, it was easy for me to decide where I wanted the white and black parts to go. With the yellow and blue stretching from his shoulders and abs, I matched it with the white spider and the shapes fit perfectly. Originally I was thinking of making his background the sky or a reflection from a building like in Spider-Man 3, but I decided to show him floating through the dark clouds in a starry sky. I loved working on this design and thought it truly resembled the work of the comics and Amazon Prime series. If you want a more monstrous design and want to see me do other Invincible characters, let me know and I'll do an exclusive Venomized Invincible characters video. For now, here is Venomized Invincible. Scotland, 1944. Nazi scientists sought to use otherworldly means to win the war with Project Ragnarok. With the help of Igor Rasputin, they summoned a demon from the depths of hell, a child named Anung Unrama, but what the Bureau of Paranormal Research and Defense and the world would know him as Hellboy. Created by Mike Mignola, Dark Horse Comics' Hellboy was adopted by the BPRD and the famous Dr. Trevor Broom. Here he was trained to become a badass, tough, and deadly monster hunter. For Hellboy, I decided to put him in a superhero landing. Fortunately for me, I had this dope figure to use for reference for the video. Immediately when planning this design, I knew I wanted to extend his horns, as whenever Hellboy seems to get a boost in power, he's almost always depicted with his horns in their grown state. I based the design on Mac Gargan's and gave him similar red eyes and bulky sharp spiders stretched across his body. When it came to the colors, I outlined which parts I wanted to make white, like his hair and his clothing. Then I focused on finding the right shade of black that would fit for his red skin. The most challenging thing about this design was the background. The only idea I had was that I definitely wanted him to be in New York City. So I began to draw him making a crater from leaping to the ground in a metropolitan type area. And in my opinion, the background was atrocious. As I looked at his origins for inspiration, I thought of placing him in hell. However, I reminded myself of the role Hellboy has in his world as a monster hunter, and thought about how cool it would be to see him leaping out of the shadows of a dark alley. So I did just that and used heavy shadows to pay homage to Mignola's style. I truly love this design. I may like the Invincible design a little bit more, but the process for this one was fascinating and a fun challenge. I wish I could have thought a way of his right hand of doom pop more, but I just couldn't think of a way to do that without distracting from the rest of the design. If you have an idea of how you would have designed the right hand of doom, let me know in the comments and I'd be glad to read about it. With the monstrous symbiote attached to his raging apocalyptic power, this venomized Hellboy will truly show what it means to go bump in the night. Mega City 1. Though it is a future from a post-nuclear wasteland, the human race is fortunate to have cities such as these. However, there continues to be threats to what's left of civilization like drugs, gang violence, and barbaric killers. On the other side of the coin is the law enforcement officers that work as both the city's jury and executioners, the judges. None are so talented, so ruthless, so feared than the law enforcer of the future, Judge Joseph Dredd. Created by John Wagner and Carlos Escuera, Dredd is known as one of the most dedicated and gifted of the judges. So much so that he was even offered the spot of Chief Judge, but turned it down to remain on the streets. Dredd is so dedicated to the laws he enforces that he only sleeps a mere 10 minutes a day to remain active. For this judge, I wanted a pose that presented him as an overwhelming representative of law enforcement. So imagine how scary it would be for someone like Judge Dredd to be staring at you from the rooftops. I was pretty happy with the outline, but I thought he was looking significantly thinner than his normal form. So I extended him, and that helped with the lining and inking parts. As Judge Dredd is a tactical soldier type of character, I based him off of Flash Thompson's Agent Venom, giving him a series of spikes and the spider that extended across his uniform. However, I did not want to cover his mouth as his signature frown was too good to conceal. At this point, once I added the colors, I knew that this was going to be one of my best designs I've done for these videos. With that said, I added a cool Mega City 1 background, faded it in, and it received a lot of praise from my family and friends. Which makes me proud, as in just a year's time I've come a long way from testing this Venomized segment to making full-length videos. Now becoming an even fiercer protector. He is law. He is judgment. He is Venomized Judge Dredd. Thanks for watching. If you guys like this Our Time video and want to see more episodes, please check out my other Venomized episodes like if My Hero Academia or Mortal Kombat characters were Venomized. Let me know which concept is your favorite and what other characters you'd like to see turned Venomized in the future. Research for this video helped me learn more and fall in love with characters that I think need to be talked more about when we're talking about the conversation of comic books and comic book creators. Now, I'm a Marvel and DC guy like I imagine most of you are, but let's use that love of stories and creators and broaden our minds to the other worlds and universes that we don't know about. Give a chance to companies like Dark Horse, Image, and even the upcoming Impound comics, as you never know which characters will wow you, and maybe they'll even become your favorite ones. Just make sure that they're age appropriate, and please make sure that you subscribe for future videos. That said, like, share, comment, and this is Batwolf, howling out.